One day, Uma shut the door and was writing some such meaningless triviality in her exercise book. Her sister in law, Tilak Manjari, became exceedingly curious. She thought she must find out what Bau Didi does when she shuts the door every so often. So, Bau Didi is the expression referring to sister in law. So, Tilak Manjari, Uma's sister in law, wanted to find out what her brother's wife, Bau Didi, was doing behind the shut door of her room. Through a crack in the door, she observed that Uma was writing. She was amazed. The goddess of learning, Saraswati, had never made even so secret a visit to the quarters of their house. Tilak Manjari, when she found that Uma was writing, she was amazed because none of the girls in their household had been educated, not even secretly. Her younger sister, Kanak Manjari, also came to have a peep, and the still younger Anang Manjari, she too stood on tiptoe and looked with much difficulty through the crack in the door to penetrate the mystery of the locked room. They wanted to resolve the mystery of the locked room, why the sister-in-law always locked the room, and they found out that she was writing. As she was writing, Uma suddenly heard the laughter of three familiar voices outside the room. She realized what had happened. Hastily shutting the book away in her box, she hid her face on her bed in shame and terror. She was both slightly ashamed and she was scared that these three girls would reveal her secret to her husband, Pyari Mohan. Pyari Mohan was much disturbed by this news. When he came to know that his wife was writing, she was educated, Pyari Mohan was disturbed. If women began to read and write, novels and plays would soon make their way into the home, and it would be hard to uphold the household virtues. So, why was Pyari Mohan disturbed when he heard that his wife was writing? Because he thought that if women were educated, they would get access to the novels and plays that were being written. They would get to know what is happening around them in society, and it would become very difficult to keep them obedient, to make them obey the dictates of the men. So that is the typical position taken by a patriarch. A patriarch like Pyari Mohan prefers women to be uneducated so that the women would keep on obeying them without questioning the right or the wrong of what they said. Moreover, he had, by special reflection, evolved an exceedingly subtle theory. So, one reason why he did not want the girl Uma to be educated was that he feared that she wouldn't obey him if she was educated. Another reason is that he had, by thorough reflection, made a complicated theory about marital life. He said that the power of the female and the power of the male together produced the sacred power of the conjugal relationship. So, the power of the female and the power of the male have to be balanced, and they have to combine together to create the sacred power of the conjugal relationship. And education, reading and writing, according to him, is a symbol of male power. But if the power of the male alone would be paramount, then male power would clash with male power to produce so horrible a destructive energy that the power of the conjugal bond would be completely destroyed, and so the woman would become a widow. So what he means is, if the female or the woman gets educated, her female energy would be reduced and she would also develop a kind of male energy or a male kind of attitude. And what would happen? The two male powers would combine to form an abundance of male power, and finally that would create a destructive energy, and that would destroy the marital bond, and finally the conjugal relationship, the marital relationship would end and the woman would become a widow. This was the complicated theory evolved by Pyari Mohan through his own research. To this day, no one has been able to refute this theory. The author mocks at Pyari Mohan's patriarchal ideology by saying that to this day no one has been able to refute this theory. On returning home in the evening, Pyari Mohan scolded Uma roundly and made fun of her as well, saying, "We'll have to order a lawyer's turban. My wife will go to office with a pen tucked behind her car." So this man, Pyari Mohan, he scolded his wife and also made fun of her, saying that, "Oh, so you are reading and writing, you are going to become a great lawyer. We should order a turban so that my wife can wear a turban, take a pen and go to office in a car." This kind of sarcastic humor Pyari Mohan showered on the poor girl Uma. Uma was unable to understand all this. Since she had not read Pyari Mohan's essays, she had not learned to appreciate such wit. So Uma was not familiar with this kind of sarcastic humor because she had never read Pyari Mohan's essays before. So she did not know the kind of humor that he used. It seemed to her that if the earth opened, she would disappear into its depths to hide her shame. Anyway, she understood that he was making fun of her. She felt so ashamed that she wished the earth would open and she could go into the depths of earth in order to hide her shame.